The Xbox gaming console just had its lowest year of hardware sales in over 20 years. Phil Spencer, the face of Xbox for a lot of those years, has just stepped down, and the person who replaced him isn't even a gaming executive, it's an AI executive. Microsoft didn't announce that the Xbox is dying. No big goodbye, no final goodbye, no press message. They just slowly let the lights turn off. And they have announced a new project or a new console called Project Helix. And it just feels like they're shifting away from what the Xbox originally means. No one is really talking about what's going on with the Xbox gaming console and the Xbox company as a whole. So let's talk about it. Now let's take a look at the underlying numbers, because when you put them together, you can truly understand this is a complete mess for the Xbox gaming console. In 2025, Xbox hardware sales dropped by 70% year over year. This is the first time this is happening in over 10 years. Not 7%, I mean 70 whole percentage. It's crazy. Now let's take a look at this, because this isn't just simply a bad year, this is a total collapse. Retailers like Costco and Walmart stopped stocking the games console and quietly took it out of their rotation. Game Pass prices increased, causing memberships to be cancelled. The first-party game sales completely dropped, crashing the company stocks. And Microsoft simply placed an impairment charge on the gaming division, which runs the Xbox gaming console. This is basically corporate talk for saying, yeah, this console isn't worth what we thought it was. It's basically a waste of time at this point. And obviously, everyone knows this, that Xbox has been struggling for years now. But 2025 didn't just feel like a rough patch. It felt like a moment of realization for Microsoft as a whole, where they finally understood that the Xbox console is dying and there's nothing they could really do about this. So they began to rush and brought out Project Helix. February 20th, 2026. Phil Spencer stepped down immediately. No final goodbye. No massive press message. No transition period. He just stopped. And this matters a lot more than people realize. This came after Phil Spencer came in after the Xbox One disaster and basically said, yeah, leave the console division in my hands. We'll take care of this and we'll give you back the consoles that you know and love. He brought back backwards compatibility, which allows you to play your favorite old games on your newer consoles. He pushed the idea of Game Pass, a membership platform which allows you to play games by paying a monthly membership without having to buy physical hardware copies. And he led the 75 billion acquisitions of Bathsheba Games and Activision Blizzard, two of the biggest game design studios in the entire industry, further giving Microsoft a stronghold in the gaming industry. And besides, with him leaving, Xbox doesn't just lose a CEO, he doesn't just lose another executive, he loses his face, he loses the identity of the brand. So when he leaves, who fills the gap? In comes Asha Sharma. Again, this is not criticism on her qualifications as an executive. But if you look at her qualifications and her resume, she is solely an AI executive and not a gaming executive. This is a clear sign of the direction of Microsoft is taking the company towards. It's shifting away from being a gaming brand and more of a product in a bigger ecosystem, forgetting the core fan base and the core ideals that built the Xbox as a brand. Here's the really interesting part. Because one of the founding creators of the Xbox gaming console has come out to say the quiet part out loud. Seamus Blackley, for those who may not know, was one of the founders and creators of the early Xbox gaming console. He has come out in an interview to say that the brand is basically being sunsetted. Not evolving, not digressing, not slowing down, sunsetted. He basically described the current management as being palliative care. This basically means that it's taking care of the brand while it slowly fades out. And of course, this might feel dramatic. Microsoft, the company, might genuinely say it is. Because they've announced new hardware. They're talking about commitment to the brand again. But here's the thing that I think. I don't think that the Xbox is dying. I think it's already dead. Not Not the console itself, not the games, I mean the brand, the identity that it has built on years and years of commitment and growth. The idea that the Xbox gaming console is a place where you go to get what you don't get from the PCs, from PlayStations, from other things, that's gone. It disappeared when Xbox exclusive began being released on PlayStation as sort of a crossover. It disappeared when Xbox Game Pass became more about numbers rather than community. And it really ended the moment Phil Spencer left and the identity of Xbox was stolen and left. So what's left right now is a platform. And Microsoft is completely fine with that because they don't need Xbox to be iconic anymore. For them, it's already done the job. It's already built them and taken them to as far as it can go. Right now, they just need it to work, to scale, to integrate, and to feed into something way more bigger. And that brings us to Project Helix. Because if you want proof that the Xbox is no longer a traditional console, Project Helix is all your evidence that you're going to need. Microsoft officially announced it as the next generation Xbox. But here's the key detail. It's not just a console anymore. It's being described as a hybrid system that fuses both Xbox games and PC games. Let that sink in. How many devices have we had similar to that? This is the first time that Xbox has finally said it openly, that they are not trying to separate consoles and PC anymore, they're trying to fuse it. And let's dive further into that. Helix is being built with a custom AMD CPU that is designed for next level PC performance. Did you hear that? PC performance, with a heavy focus on AI powered graphics and upscaling. There are even reports that developers are going to get an early version in early 2027. Right now, other reports are also claiming that it's going to be priced closer to a gaming PC rather than the $500, $600 range of the traditional console. And internally, Microsoft is describing it as being everything and fusing with Xbox games, PC libraries, Windows integration, and so on. The key part there is Windows integration. So in my eyes, this is basically a glorified gaming PC being disguised as the new Xbox, which is really, really sad. But also, it pushes and creates a new avenue for Microsoft to grow, and also fuses in what we're seeing in the industry, from the Steam Deck to the ROG Ally and other gaming consoles. They all feed into a system of combining both your productivity and your gaming. Or if this really takes away from what gaming was built on, a place where you go to escape from that, you go for your break. Right now, it's fusing everything into one. It might feel convenient. At the same time, there's still going to be a lot of friction when it comes to that. Because let's think about this. If your Xbox and your can play and run PC games, doesn't that just make it a Windows machine? It makes it a glorified laptop or a PC. It's basically all your games and all your productivity all in one place. And that's what exactly makes it a PC. Does it really make it an Xbox anymore? No. Short term, nothing really changes. Your console still exists, you get the gaming performance, Game Pass will exist, new hardware is coming, there might be a few new normal Xboxes coming around, but long term, this is where things shift. Because Project Helix isn't trying to compete with the PlayStation, it's going into a completely new realm of its own. It's trying to replace the idea of a console entirely. Microsoft isn't saying buy an Xbox, they're saying buy this ecosystem, and that's a huge difference because it sells something more. Let's say you go into a store and you see a PlayStation and you see Project Helix, and in your mind you're thinking, I just want a gaming console. But you see that for the price of a PC, you can get both a gaming console and your productivity device only one. It might sound compelling to you, but at the same time, it's a bit crazy because you probably had the PC, because of the price and the convenience of it, you might buy it and spend more money. That's what Microsoft wants. Because once everything runs everywhere, hardware stops mattering. They can basically use anything to run anything. So what does the actual idea of an Xbox become attached to? That's what made the Xbox and gaming consoles feel different. Right now, the console itself is dying. It's not being weaker, it's not failing, it's just dying because of a lack of care and lack of time taken to actually understand what the real gamers want. So honestly, the Xbox isn't just going to die overnight. There's also obviously going to be some time in between the new project and so on. But this is something we really need to examine and talk about. Every single day, our hardware and software is shifting from what we know into something else. This happened in the early days, with the early days of computers and the button phones and so on. Transitioning and evolving is all part of technology. We need to understand that we may not want this, some people may not want this, some people might want this. But this is a real reality. And from the looks of it, Project Helix is going to be really powerful. Maybe even the most advanced console that's ever been made. But the Xbox people grew up with, the console experience people grew up with, what's going to happen to that? The new generation isn't going to happen to have that. And the people who want that nostalgia aren't going to be attached to it. The one with we're losing the consoles, the one with the exclusives, the identity, and a clear purpose. Now the question is, what is the future of gaming? Or are we just in a moment where the future of gaming is the future of everything? Productivity, gaming, editing, and so on. So let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about the way hardware and software are evolving. This is just an example of one of it, but it's a really good example. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Bye.